In today's plan, we're going to install a game hosting server called Apollo and then install a client program called Moonlight so we can access our game hosting server and game on a remote device. We will need to download Apollo, so let's Google search it, or you can click on the link I left in the description. So now when the website is open, we can scroll down until we see direct download and click on releases. The next thing we can do is we can click on Apollo 0.4.6 exe and download it. It shouldn't take too long to download. When the file is done downloading, we can head over to our downloads folder and double click on the Apollo exe and to install it. On the welcome screen, we can click next, click on agree. If you have a storage device you want to install Apollo on, you can click on choose, browse, and select the drive that you want to install Apollo on. But for me, I'm just going to install it on the local C. So I'll click next. And finally, we can click install. When the installation is done, we can now click finish. So now that Apollo is installed, all we need to do is head over to the system tray, which is that little up arrow on the right hand corner. Click on it, and now we can click on Apollo and click on open. After you click open, Apollo will open up in your browser and say this connection is not private. So you don't need to worry. All you need to do is click on the advanced tab and click on proceed to localhost. We will now see a welcome screen for your username. I chose Apollo, and for the password I made it very simple, but you can change it if you want. But if everything is fine and you're happy with your password, all you need to do is click on confirm and then click on login. Apollo will now refresh and you'll see a login screen. Mine was Apollo, and our super simple password you can type in and then click on login. And success, we finally got to the Apollo dashboard. Congrats. Yay. Now that we're on the dashboard, you'll see different tabs, which will be a home, pin, application, configuration, and change password. Oh, and troubleshoot. But for now, let's click on configuration. And in the configuration window, we can click on the tab called audio and video. In the audio and video tab, let's scroll all the way down till we see headless mode. We need to make sure that is checked. That will allow us to run our Moonlight application, which we're going to install later, as a virtual monitor. And once you clicked on headless mode, we can click save. Now that we did one configuration on Apollo, let's head over to my Windows tablet where we can install Moonlight.
Several days later.
So now on our other device, or like for mine is my Windows tablet, we just need to download Moonlight. So let's do a quick Google search for Moonlight. If you don't want to do the Google search, I have left the link of Moonlight's GitHub in the description below. Once we open up the Moonlight GitHub page, let's scroll down all the way till we see Moonlight setup.exe, and we can click on it to start the download. When Moonlight is done downloading, we can now head over to our downloads folder and double click on the Moonlight setup.exe file to install Moonlight. On the Moonlight setup menu, let's tick agree to the license terms and conditions, then click install. Now Microsoft will want us to click yes again, so let's just click yes. This installation shouldn't take too long to install. Once the installation is done, we now can click on launch. When the Moonlight application opens up, you'll either see our PC, our host PC, but if you don't see it, don't worry it. We'll add it manually. So in the top right corner, you'll see a little gear icon. If you click on it, the Moonlight settings will show up, where you can see resolution and video bitrate. I normally play around with the resolution and video bitrate. So, but your device will vary or your network connection. So, yeah, feel free to play around with it until you find that perfect little sweet spot. Your video bitrate is basically more dependent on your local area, your local network for that matter. So it's not your internet speed. Just remember that. So if you have a very slow network speed, you'll get very laggy um, quality on your video. So good luck. So now that you are done changing your bitrate and you're happy with it, we can now go back to our Moonlight dashboard. So click on the back arrow in the top left corner. For those who can see the host PC, congratulations. But for those who doesn't see the host PC, don't worry. I'll show you how to do that now. In the top right corner, there's a little plus icon. It looks like a monitor. Click on that one. Type in the IP address of your host PC which will either be 192 or 10 or whatever it is. Click on OK, and now you'll see your host PC pop up on the dashboard. So now we're going to double click on that host PC, and another pop-up will appear with a secret pin that we need to type in Apollo. So let's head over to Apollo and type in that pin. On Apollo, let's click on pin, then click on pin pairing, and we can type in the pin that Moonlight gave us, and we can give our device a name, then click send. Now let's head back over to the Moonlight device and see if our device is paired successfully. And if all went well, you have success and we paired our devices together. Now we can double click on the desktop and stream from our gaming PC with very little latency, I hope. Fingers crossed. So we reached the end of our video. If you got so far, you are utter legend. And if you're still here, just please give me a like or follow or subscribe, whatever you want to do. Um, I'll leave you with gameplay. And if you do want to get out of Moonlight and you're on a controller, you just need to press the two RBLB and start and select on the same time with the trigger buttons. On a keyboard, you just hold down Shift, Control, and Alt, and Q, and that will get you out. And all you need to do is just click on Stop, and then you're done. This was me. I'll see you next time. Bye.